it's Jen. Welcome back. So today for you I have the It's Finally Fall book tag. This is a fun book tag. It's short and sweet, 9 questions. I looked for the original person that started this book tag. As far back as I went, it said it was no longer viewable, so I'm not sure who the original creator was of this tag, but it was so much fun, and I want to share a couple book recommendations for you, some of my favorite fall reading book accessories as well. So let's just get started. So the first question is, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. So yes, that's what I love about fall. I love the weather. I love being able to put on a soft, cozy, chunky sweater. And I love reading outside on my 3 seasons room. In the fall and the spring are my favorite. Winter's too cold, summer can be too hot, but fall and spring are my favorite times to read outside as well with a blanket. So, okay, let's get started. So this first one, vivid setting, I'm going to suggest The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is a creepy book. It had me hooked from page 1. I really enjoy Riley Sager's books. I probably could have put any and all of them on this list. But for some reason, the house in this story felt like its own character. I literally felt like I was right next to the main character the entirety of the book. It was so good. This one we are following, it's kind of based on the Lizzie Borden murders, but we're following the main character, and she is tasked to go work as a nurse to take care of this lady who's now elderly, but she was never proven, but it's rumored that she killed her whole entire family. And the house is, as you can see, it's on the cliff. The house has its own personality. This setting is so good, you guys. Perfect for fall. So that's number 1. Number 2, Nature is Beautiful, but Also Dying. A book that is beautifully written, but deals with heavy topics like loss and grief. So for that one, I read it this past summer. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. The writing in this is beautiful, and it definitely does cover the theme of grief. I think it really handles grief very nice. I thought it did a great job. Another Read with Jenna book that I love. I tend to like her books a lot, so I have a new project I think I'm going to start next year, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, so this one, Tova, her son disappeared when he was younger. Her husband recently died. You have an elderly character. You have a octopus that was one of my favorite characters I've read in a book. And it was just so good. But yes, it handles grief and loss and love and family, found family, all of it really, really beautifully. And the writing was obviously great. So that was a perfect choice for that one. Okay, the third prompt. Fall is back to school season. A nonfiction book that taught you something new. So I read this a couple of years ago. This is The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton. This was a heartbreaking read. We are following Anthony Ray Hinton. He was convicted of murdering 2 people, and he was in jail for 30 years of his life. I don't know if everyone knows the outcome of this, so I won't say in case it's a spoiler, but I learned a lot about what death row looks like, the laws, what they say, and what he brought to this story and how he used that time in prison was wonderful. It was amazing. So this was a really good, kind of heart-wrenching, hard to read book, but it was so good. So there's that one. Okay, let's see. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people we love. Fictional family or household friend group that you would love to be a part of. So recently, earlier in this month, I read Happy Ever After Playlist by Abby Jimenez. This is the first one in the friend zone, and I've read this one as well. I have one more in the friend zone. This one, we're following Kristen, and in the second book, we're following Sloane. They are best friends, and I want to be their best friends. They are so funny, so much fun. I love the banter between them, but most importantly, I love how they have each other's backs and how they are just so close and the best of friends, and I just want to be in the friend group. So that's what I picked for that one. Okay, number 5. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark and creepy read. So there's a couple I picked off my shelves and put back, but I decided to go with The Patient by Jasper Dewitt. This is an art copy. The cover looks like this. This is a nice short book that I had to finish reading it during the daytime. I couldn't read it at night. It was one of the most creepiest, if not the creepiest book I've ever read. And it takes place, we're following a patient who is, I think, like in his 40s at the time, but he's been a psychiatric patient since he was 6 years old. And this psychiatric doctor tries to help him. And it's just the story behind that. It's so unsettling, so good. If you want to creep yourself out, pick this up for Halloween time. Okay, next one. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read to warm up a cold, rainy day. And for that one, I have The 100 Years of Lenni and Margot by Marianne Cronin. It's short-ish. Let's see, it's just over 300 pages. So to me, around 300 and less is pretty short. So, but this one just talked about friendship, and you're exploring two different women, a younger woman and an older woman, and their lives and their friendship. And they kind of go back and tell about their lives. And the writing was beautiful. The story was beautiful. It was just like a warm hug at the end. Definitely heartbreaking, but also gave me all the good feels too at the end. It was a charming, funny debut novel, and it says it's a brave testament to the power of living each day to the fullest, a tribute to the stories that we share, and a reminder of our unlimited capacity for friendship and love. This one was really good. That one's my answer for that. Okay, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite you'd love to return to. And for that one, I picked up The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. This one was one of the most disturbing books I've ever read. I loved it so much. We have psychological suspense. We have Charlotte and Samantha, who are sisters, and when they were growing up, there was a tragic event, very violent, that took the life of their mother, and their father, who was a lawyer, it just kind of destroyed his life. One of the sisters goes on to become a lawyer, and you fast forward about 28 years later, and another violent tragedy comes to her hometown. So she goes back to her hometown, which is one of my favorite tropes. And she's helping solve that case. I won't say anything more, but this was dark and messed up and twisty and gripping, and I could not put it down. And I definitely want to do a reread maybe next year. So this one was one of my favorite Karen Slaughters. Yeah, so there's that. And then number 8. Fall is perfect for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, it's by a brand called VO Chill, and it is a stemless wine glass. You put this in the freezer and it keeps your white wine cold. And I know you think, well, that's not very fall, that's more summer, but I just wanted to share this because it's something I use often when I read, and it is a lifesaver, and I love it. Now, more on the cozy side, let's see, I love the Republic of Tea. These are both decaf, because if I'm drinking tea and reading at night, I definitely don't want caffeine. These are my two favorite flavors. We have Blackberry Sage and Ginger Peach. They are delicious. They're my favorite. You can get it loose leaf, or you can get it like this. It comes in little tea bags. That's my go-to brand, and these are my two favorite flavors. They do have a chai that's really good too. I don't have that right now. This is my favorite reading book mug. It looks like a old library card. I love that. I did have another glass I really enjoy, but it broke, so we won't talk about it. Still too soon. A candle. I love the smell of bergamot. Bergamot mixed with other stuff is always my favorite, but nothing like lighting a candle that sets the mood. This is one of the candles that has the wick that crackles like a fire, so I enjoy that. That's kind of neat. Another one of my favorite reading accessories is it's by Achievers, and it's a magnet, and it goes on your book, and you have your little tabbies here. If you want to mark things in your book, they just peel off. You have 2 different pen loops, probably 4. You can probably fit a pen in there too. It works great on paperback, or it also works on hardcover. But yeah, so that's really fun too. So it goes on your book like that, and you can take it. So that's one of my other favorite things. My Kindle case is just from Amazon. Wasn't expensive, but it's case spot. I like because it has a stand, so you can set your Kindle down as you're reading. It also has the strap, which makes it really convenient to hold. And then of course it just closes. It's got a magnetic closure. So I love that Kindle case. I love having a strap. This is from Lindsey's Little Library. She has an Etsy shop, and shout out to her. Book sleeves. I have a couple of her book sleeves. This is just the one that was closest, but this is a go-to for any type of season. But it just fits a book perfectly in here. It keeps it safe when it's in your bag or your purse. There's 2 different sizes. A large large hardcover, would not fit in this one. This is the small one. So like, as you can see, like, it's a little tight, so barely fits it. So there are 2 different sizes too. But like, yeah, this wouldn't fit like a, Sarah J. Maas book or anything hardcover. It's too small, but I use it mostly for paperback to protect my paperbacks when I throw them in my purse. And then my favorite blanket, which is on the floor over here. Let me grab it. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It actually matches what I'm wearing. It's like a muslin cloth fabric. It's double-sided. I can't even tell you guys where I got this exact one, but the key to it is it's the muslin fabric, so it really does a good job like regulating body temperature, so it's perfect for the fall because it's not too like heavy and super warm. So yeah, it does good for every season except for winter. But yeah, so, and it's just really, really soft. The more you wash it, the softer it gets with the muslin fabric, and so that's another favorite thing of mine. Of course, this chair I'm sitting in, my library, it's my favorite reading spot right now. I do like to read outside in the fall when the weather's perfect. And yeah, so I think that's it. That's all I can think of. The last question is spread the autumn love. Tag some people that you want to do this tag. So I will tag you down below. No pressure, but it was a lot of fun to kind of look at my books and pick some of these out. So I hope you do it. And that's it. There you have it. There's some good reads, recommendations from me for fall. Make a good cup of tea and get your cozy blanket and sit down and read all the books. So there you have it. Probably this way would be better. There you go. Those are the books that I talked about. And yeah, that's it. Well, thank you again for watching my video. I hope you guys are enjoying your reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.